Hello, students, in Ryan Isham's Marketing 309 sections. Good luck this semester on your Real-World Innovation Challenge. My name is Steve Cramer. I am the Embedded Business Research Librarian for your class. So my role is to support your research you do, including making some guides and suggestions, as well as consulting with you all when you reach out to me. And I'll show you some examples of some of that planning and support in a second. As you may know, you have your semester-long project involving 3 phases of research on different patents, including phase one, value proposition, phase two, business model, phase three, implementation plan. And I have designed some guides to support you for each of the 3 phases you work on. Let me switch over to that and go through that real quick. So again, I am a research librarian. I support students. There is links I'll show you to contact me. I'll show you that in a second. Let me not do that just yet. But first off, just a preamble here, introduction. So you have a patent you're starting with, right? You can often usually turn that patent into a product name, a product keyword. It could be an idea, but usually it's a thing, a product. And that thing has to be produced by something, industry, right? So you have a manufacturing industry, could be a possibility, or it could be a medical service industry or software design industry. But you have an industry associated with the product that it might be made. And that industry sells to a market. Your product gets sold to a market, which is the buyers, right? Which could be business to business. Most of the patents you're looking at are probably B2B related products, but some of them could also be B2C, business to consumer. So main point here, as you search, whether using AI or Google searching or some of these databases I'm going to show you in a second, or at least show you examples of in a second, you might need to end up searching 3 or 4 different things: the product name or keyword, the industry it's associated with, and the market you sell to. So don't just think about the patent as a keyword, as a search topic. Think about maybe up to 4 different categories as you go through the process. I have a guide for you. You can get to it easily from Canvas. In Canvas, look for the library resources link in the navigation list, and it goes to this page. You can see there's more than one page to this guide, but I'm just going to show you in this screenshot the Isham page with a link to it, where I give you links to core services such as my citation guide. You're required to cite your sources, as you may know, APA format. I have a guide to citing APA in both databases, AI tools, and tables, charts, and graphs, and maps, etc. I also have a link here to my citation guide for APA, or rather, my guide to using AI for business research, among other things too. But the main thing on this page is simply showing you 3 different phases and what sources I recommend for them. By sources, as I note here in this paragraph in the middle, I'm talking about business intelligence. These are products produced by research companies, companies that sell research to make money. That's their business model. They make and sell research. We buy them. The library pays for them for you to use for free, whether you are on or off campus. So these are professional grade tools designed for corporations and students too, luckily, because they also provide student access often, and they're paywalled, right? So this is not content you can get to behind through AI, typically because AI is limited to free content. They can't get into the paywall, but you can. So in addition to using AI, which again I have guides on, and of course, Professor Isham is an expert on AI, and using Google searching, which you also should do, you also might be using some of these sources. So for example, we have a very popular product called IBIS World, or IBIS for short. It provides industry reports and procurement reports. Procurement, B2B, how to buy something for your company, whether service or product. And often the topics you need to research for both phase one, two, and three have content within IBIS that you can utilize. You can just spend via show you the starting of a page on lithium-ion batteries related to one of your patents. You can see a suggestion on the left side of some of the topics covered. One more example, a little deeper, I switched over to medical laboratories because you have some medical technology diagnostics patents on your list where you get into, you can see revenue data, there's employee data, business counts, profit margins, among other financial benchmarking, which is something you have to cover. So just a quick example of what could be one screenshot from a 50-page report. Finally, notice on the right side, there's AI tools inside this product and other products too. You'll see that in a minute. RAG, right? So retrieval augmented generation. Don't worry about that. It doesn't mean anything to you. It's certainly a mouthful. But it basically means this is an AI tool to search only this content. And it's a closed corpus, a closed collection of data and reports and articles sometimes that you're looking at. So it's a professional AI tool that only looks at this content. So basically, you can interview this report. If it's too long to go through or skim through, but often they do seem that way, then ask a question. Say, what are the risk factors? What are the key success factors? Who are the top companies in this industry? You can ask the AI to do that, and it'll highlight parts of the report that give you that and those answers. So just another way to search this IBIS tool. Few more examples. This is not super relevant, probably, but there could be a couple patents with a consumer data aspect regarding the market sizing. Simply Analytics, the database we pay for, covers 30,000 plus data variables on psychographics, behavioral data, and demographic data like census data. And so a fundamental tool for US-based customer segmentation, market sizing, and best location. So you can see here, I looked at Seattle, Puget Sound area, some neighboring cities like Belleville. How much money is being spent by neighborhood, i.e. block group, on parking? So one of the patents is about effective use of parking spaces in a parking deck or parking lot. And this is one way to tell what parts of the city or these cities have the most demand for parking services. So just another example of what's out there. And I have videos on this on my research guide, and I can, of course, help you with this one-on-one too. So this is just another popular product. Highlight there in the bottom right, $595, but that's crossed out because it's already free. It's free to you. You have free access. Everyone else pays a lot of money for this stuff, but you have it prepaid once you just log in. Covers all sorts of topics, including, as you can see, biometrics, which is one of your patent topics, is facial recognition. And to that end, here is one example from a report from Sista on global market sizing on facial recognition. You can see going out to 2028, so forecasting, and some analysis over there on the right side too of exactly what's going on. There's also an AI tool within Sista, by the way, if you just want to search it. It's a nice way to sort of combine different reports into one output using its own RAG AI tool. Few more quick things. Mentel, very expensive, but free to you. Market research for consumers, including connected home technology. So Internet of Things is the Internet of Things report that shows you that the biggest percentage interest in these products is having good security. Security feature is very popular, much less so than looking at the very end, static how it looks in your home. There's much less interest in that. So evidence that this matters to consumers. So example of just market research. And I often don't get into articles like research articles when I work because I'm working with data, and working with reports with you all in your projects. But here's an exception. We have a project I linked to in my research guide called Health and Medical Collection ProQuest. ProQuest provides articles from academic journals. This is a medical science journal you can see about biosensors of early detection of oral cancer. One of your patents, I'm looking at my notes, is about detecting, testing, screening oral lesions, which is something you get because of oral cancer, among other possibilities too. And if this 30-page research article from these biomedical engineers at University of Georgia is too much, it certainly probably is for me. I'm no medical scientist. There's a reg tool inside ProQuest. You can interview the article. It's like tell me what the most important thing is, or tell me about the market side, any sort of market data. Who are the other existing products, competitors for these biosensors? You can use that right panel there with underneath where I had the red arrow to figure out exactly what's going on, as well as simply looking at the article yourself if you want to. Two more slides and then we're done. BizMiner, particularly for phase 3, you have to do some financial planning. This is a financial planning benchmarking tool. I looked up battery manufacturing because you have a patent on the list about cathode materials inside lithium batteries. This tells you the typical financial balance sheet, income statement, etc., for a company in this industry. In dollars, you can see, I could have clicked on the percentages button and got percentages. So what is typical percentage of gross margin in this industry? What's typical percentage or dollar amount for salaries and rent and advertising, etc.? Gives you a standard look at how a balance sheet, how the income statement works for a company like this. So these are not your answers. These numbers are not your answers, but they give you a framework for how things could look regarding financials. And finally, also in phase 3, funding is one of your core topics. This is called Privco, yet another database you have free access to, that provides financials of large private companies, but also funding deals, as you can see. So we have companies here. The first one, Mirador Therapeutics, last week got $250 million, million dollars. So these are all biotech companies I looked up. You can see what rounds of funding they're in, round A, B, C, angel seed, equity funding, etc. And then last column, investors who gave them the money or who, purchased ownership of the company in part with funding included. So like sixth one down, fifth one down, Wellington Management LLP, or beneath that, Bessemer Venture Partners, venture capital company, gave Converge Bio Inc. $25 million, for example. So you can use this to get a sense of who is funding startups related to your patents industry and research them, learn about like Bessemer Venture Partners. Could they potentially be a partner or funder for your patent company as well? So that's an example of that. And again, these are sources I have on the research guide. I'm going to end with that real quick and point out one last thing and then let you go. So I'm going to go live to my research guide. You saw the first half of this, and here's the full page. So phase two, phase three. Final thing though, on the right side, underneath my picture, email link. Let me know if I can support you. Email me your question, your comment, or a request to meet up. Chat box, let me know if you want to talk to me live. If it's not, if I'm not logged in, someone else can pick it up. And then finally, scheduling tool. This is very popular with business students. You can meet with me online or face to face. I'm going to choose virtual option. Just randomly, I'll pick next Monday. We'll probably be closed for snow and ice, but maybe we'll be open. Who knows? Or I'll be working at home if we have internet and power. You want to see me at 11 or want to see me later in the day, pick a time, give me your name, email address. Boom, you're done. You got an invite to Teams calendar, or sorry, Outlook calendar. I got also a alert that you added yourself to my calendar, and I can support you online. I do this 300 to 400 times a semester with business students and student teams, undergraduate and graduate. You can be among those people who get free, cheap, high quality, friendly support, help you save time, reduce stress, get a better grade in this project. Let me know how I can support you. And good luck this semester. Thank you.